Hi everyone, it's Catherine. Welcome back to my channel, Read, Journal, Love. And today I thought I would share the books that I read in the month of April, which I thought was a great reading month for me. So the first thing I did was I read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in this NIV Bible. And I read it and just loved being back and reading the gospel again. It was a good experience, especially around Easter. That was just like perfect time. So then, now this month, I was able to read 4 cookbooks. And yes, I read cookbooks, okay? I like to study like the different ingredients that they mix together. Is it something different and new? I like to read the technical part, are they doing something different? And I like, of course, to stare at the pictures and, but anyways, I enjoy cookbooks and, they might take an hour. They might, like one of these took like 2 evenings for me to read. And I'll share why on that one. So the first thing is, okay, I love Trader Joe's. I like Trader Joe's. They have helped me in my life, with like fibro and everything. They've made things easy, and I just love going to Trader Joe's. It's just a happy environment. And so anyways, I found on Amazon they had a bunch, okay, but these are both 5 ingredient books. So the first one is Cooking with 5 Ingredients at Trader Joe's, and then the second one is Trader Joe's 5 Items or Less Cookbook. I will say that both of them are not really like, GERD or dieting friendly so much, but they do show like every ingredient you can get at Trader Joe's, like of the 5, And so I thought that was really cool. And the different things that they mixed, like I wouldn't have thought to necessarily do that, so anyways, yeah, I just wish there was a little bit more, like, I think in my review, I said like salads and, just a little bit more health conscious, but these would be great for a family. And if you're able to eat spicy food, and you like Trader Joe's, then these would be, I would recommend them. Then I read, now these I've already taken back to the library. I checked these out. The first one was 5 ingredient college cookbook, and that just intrigued me. Like in college, I lived in the dorm and I just went to the cafeteria. It's totally different how college is now. You have these like little apartments with appliances and stuff, I think. So, but I thought this was really good. They did have some healthy stuff in here, which I thought was very good. And of course, everything in there is 5 ingredients. It's young people friendly, and just like basic things about cooking was in there. It had a whole page about like, hangover recovery, which I thought was funny. So yeah, I thought it was really good. I gave it 4 stars. And then the next one I read was the Anne of Green Gables cookbook. And I wanted to read this because, I've been going through the Anne of Green Gables series. And so I really enjoyed this. And this one's the one that took me 2 nights because it has like little excerpts from the book. It's kind of like the Jane Austen one I read, Jane's Table. At the Table with Jane or something. And they put excerpts and they give history about the time and how food and culture was at that time. And so I don't know, you just kind of like, if you like the book and the setting of the book, it had beautiful pictures of the Anne of Green Gables home, and all like flowers from Prince Edward Islands and stuff like that in it. And it was just really a fun read. So if you like Anne of Green Gables and you haven't read it, see if your library has it. It's fun to kind of go through. I don't know necessarily if I'd make any of the recipes But it was still fun to go through. So I got those read. Then my month started off with a buddy read with Dia, and we read The Shepherd of the Hills by Harold Bell Wright. And I really, really, really enjoyed this book. I would say it was probably a 4.5. If, I could put a point on at Goodreads, it would be a 4.5. I really enjoyed this book, and I just like the setting of the Ozarks. Having been there multiple times, I can picture it in my mind, and the story was good. I would really recommend reading this. It was really good. And then the book I read for my Biblical Studies Challenge, because our subject was gospel, I read Surprised by Jesus, Submersive Grace in the Four Gospels by Dane Ortland. And this, y'all, was so good. I'm still thinking of this book, and I probably will still be thinking of it for a long time because it was just really impactful to me. So I just thought this was really good and kind of encouraging to me and what I needed at this moment. So I would recommend this book highly, especially if you like Gentle and Lowly. Then for my personal goal, I was able to finish Paradise Lost. I did a video on this, so you'll know more in depth about how much I liked it. But yes, very much enjoyed this book. I will never forget reading this. It was quite the experience. I went through Hillsdale College online class, and I think it was like 9 sessions long. And I got a little certificate at the end. I put it in my journal and everything. And so, yes, very good. Would recommend it. Then I was able to finish Anne of Wendy Poplars. And this was like a 3.5 for me. It's not been my favorite in the series. So, but I enjoyed the story and the characters and the setting of the boarding house. I really enjoyed that. There was some really good lines, really good quotes and funnies in there. So yes, I did like the book. It's just not my favorite. Then I ordered, this was one of my pre-ordered new release Christian fiction books, and it is by Joanna Davidson Poliatano, The Curious Inheritance of Blakely House. And I wanted to read this because, I like everything gothic type thing. And oh my goodness, y'all, this hit so many of my buzzwords, okay? Gothic, castle, nautical, island, men in black, mystery man, what is it? Messed up people, broken people, automatons. Like, this right here, y'all. Right here. Woo! It was so good. And there's lots of faith, in there. Not, like she says, there's not so much at the beginning, but at the end, it really shines. And yeah, so good. Really recommend. If you like any of those buzzwords, this would be good. And then I ended my month. I thought it was funny that I started my month, okay, with Shepherd of the Hills. In the Ozarks, the mountains, And what's funny is that the dialect is in the story, in the writing of the story, okay? So if you're not familiar with the dialect, you're going to be like, what is this saying? So then I went ahead, one book in the series, and I read Cherry Ames' Mountaineer Nurse. And so I ended my month this was in, like the Appalachians, but it's still the same dialect or whatever. So I started my month and ended my month up in the hills, and I loved it. And anyways, this one I'm giving a 3.5, maybe 3. This one, it was okay. The mystery was okay. Cherry and her school friend Bertha goes back home and was working for a doctor up in the hills. And so then Cherry has to go help, okay? And then there's this mystery. It's kind of a Hatfield and McCoy type thing, two battling families with a history of like a feud, you know, and they've got a buried treasure. And so if that interests you, you would like this one. But I just like to be, you know, with Cherry when I can. And I just love it. It's cute. It's a cute book. And it's kind of fun to read because like they'll be talking about the character will be having these symptoms, and I'll be like, I bet she's got appendicitis. They need to get her to the hospital. Sure enough, the little girl had appendicitis. So it's always kind of fun, you know, to like test my medical knowledge, you know, or whatever. So anyways, that's what I read. I had a great month, you know, 3.5 and above on everything. I had several 5.0 star books. And so, yeah. I hope everybody else had a great April too. And okay, talk to you later.